Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahim Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, I welcome you to our daily Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading session. We got a break in between because I was not keeping well. Let's resume where we left off. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Līlā, chapter 9, Lord Chaitanya's travels to the holy places in South India. So in that, we saw that after reading about that Brahmana in Sri Rangam, who read Bhagavad Gita 18 chapters every day on the order of his Guru, and Mahaprabhu saw him. And so that whole episode, we finished reading that episode, and how finally that Brahmana said that, my Lord, I'm, I see that you are that same Krishna. And then he fell on Mahaprabhu's feet weeping. And Mahaprabhu picked him up, embraced him, and said that don't reveal this to anyone. And for as long as Mahaprabhu was in Sri Rangam, he stayed in the association of Mahaprabhu. So we finished that. Then after that, next we saw that Mahaprabhu was staying in the house of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. So, and the relationship between Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa and Mahaprabhu was that of Sakhya Bhava, like friendship. So one day, Mahaprabhu asked Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa in that mood, that because this Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa was a great devotee of lakṣmī Narayan. He would worship lakṣmī Narayan, and seeing his devotion, the Lord was very pleased. And, Mahaprabhu in that Sakhya Bhava, he maintained that Sakhya Bhava with Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. So it was natural to joke and laugh. So in that mood, Mahaprabhu said, Bhaṭṭa, your Lakshmi Thakurani, she is the wife of Lord Vishnu, who is situated on his chest. She is the crest jewel of all chaste ladies. Then, so then how is it that once your Lakshmi Devi is a chaste lady living on the chest of Lord Narayan, then, and my Lord Krishna is a cowherd boy engaged in tending cows, why is Lakshmi Devi, who is such a chaste wife, wanting to associate with my Lord? And not only did she desire to associate with Krishna, for that sake, she even gave up Vaikuntha for a long time. She gave up the opulence, the happiness of Vaikuntha and performed severe tapasya, following the rules and regulations of Vrata for a very, very long time. And Mahaprabhu actually quoted from Shastra that Lakshmi Devi actually performed austerities for many centuries, giving up all other desires and observing austere vows. So this is said in the prayers of the wives of Kaliya, offering prayers to Krishna. In that, this is mentioned. So hearing this, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa said, Krishna and Narayan are only one person. It's not like they're two different persons. But in Krishna's Leela, there is more, pleasure. It's more relishable because of its sportive nature. So, by Krishna's touch, Lakshmi Devi's Pativrata dharma is not harmed in any way. By touching Krishna, Lakshmi Devi's chastity is not spoiled. Out of, wanting to have fun, if she desired to associate with Krishna, there is no problem. And then Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa also quoted from Shastra how there is no difference between the forms of Lord Narayan and Krishna. It's the same person. And also that in Krishna there is special transcendental attraction because of Madhurya rasa. So this is there in Shastra. So now, because her Pativrata dharma is not affected in any way by associating with Krishna, and she's getting extra benefit in Krishna's association. That means she's able to enjoy this rāsa vilāsa, or that pastime of conjugal rasa with Krishna. What is the problem? Because her chastity is not affected in any way. And also she's getting additional pleasure. And Lakshmi Devi is Vinodini because she is the consort of the supreme enjoyer. So she also has that quality of wanting to taste enjoyment. So she is Vinodini. And if she desired to associate with Krishna for pleasure, what is the problem in that? Why you're making fun of my Lakshmi Devi? Like this, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa retaliated to Caitanya Mahāprabhu's statement that Lakshmi Devi, why she wants to associate with Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu said, yes, Bhaṭṭa, there is no problem. There is no dosha. There is no fault in Lakshmi Devi's desiring to associate with Krishna. This I understand. But I heard in Shastra that even though she performed such severe tapasya, desiring to participate in Rasa Leela with Krishna, she didn't get admission in the Rasa Leela. She was not admitted in the Rasa Leela. I heard this in Shastra. And then Mahaprabhu quoted a shloka in Shastra that when Lord Krishna was dancing with the gopis in Rasa Leela, the gopis were embraced, or the gopis were embraced by the Lord's arms. Such transcendental favor was never bestowed upon Lakshmi Devi. That means Lakshmi Devi never got to participate in the Rasa Leela. And if Lakshmi Devi didn't get that, then what to speak of anyone else? The demigoddesses or apsaras, nobody else got this favor. So this is the shloka that Mahaprabhu quoted, that Lakshmi Devi was not allowed entrance into Rasa Leela, even though She desired and she performed for many centuries. She performed tapasya to be able to participate in Rasa Leela. Still, she didn't get admittance. What is the reason? What is the cause? Like this Mahaprabhu is asking Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. Why Lakshmi Devi didn't get entrance? What is the cause? Tapa kori koiche Kṛṣṇa pailo śrutigan. But she did tapasya, she didn't get entrance. But we know that the Shrutis, Vedas, they performed tapasya, they got entrance into Rasa Leela. We know this also from Shastra. So that's the last thing that we discussed. And Mahaprabhu quoted a shloka again from Shastra to show that the Vedas got entrance into Rasa Leela. They became gopis, the Vedas personified. So in our previous session, I was explaining to you about the, what do you say? How in the 87th chapter of the 10th canto, which is entitled Veda Stuti, the Vedas are glorifying the Supreme Lord. So there we see that while glorifying the Supreme Lord, the Vedas are glorifying Krishna's pastimes, Vraja pastimes in Vrindavan with gopis. So what happened was, while glorifying these pastimes, the Vedas personified, got a desire to also become gopis. So for that, they performed severe tapasya. And when Krishna appeared in Dwapar Yuga, they actually came as gopis. And then, under the guidance of the Nitya-siddha gopis, the eternal gopis of Goloka, who descended with Krishna, under their guidance, they were trained and they got admittance into Rasa Leela. So now let us continue from there. So this was the verse, 123 is the verse that we last covered. Yes, 123. Great sages conquer the mind and senses by practicing the mystic yoga system and controlling the breath. Thus, engaging in mystic yoga, they see the super soul within their hearts and ultimately enter into impersonal Brahman. But even the enemies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead attain that position simply by thinking of the Supreme Lord. That means getting impersonal liberation or Sayujya Mukti, which is done by following Ashtanga Yoga process, a very tedious process. And for many, many lifetimes, panthastu koti shata vatsara sampragamyo, or at least hundreds of years, shata vatsara, hundreds of years, one is observing this tapasya, Ashtanga Yoga system. Panthastu koti, not 100, koti shata vatsara, hundreds of crores of years. So who is living that long? Either you have to be in a previous yuga where one lives for, there also 100,000 years only. It said koti shata, means 100 crores of years. Pantastu koti shata vatsara sampragamyu. And what do they do? Panthasti koti shata vatsara sampragamyu. Vayoratapi mana munipung. So they are actually drilling their, breathing, right? This pranayama and asana, pratyahara, controlling the mind. So many things they have to do very strictly for not 1 or 2 days or 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 year. For 100 crore years. That's how they have to practice this Ashtanga Yoga system, and then they get this sahaje mukti. That is very easily attained even by the enemies of Krishna, like Kamsa, or, what to speak of, Ravana, like simply by hating Krishna, they are able to get, right? Even the enemies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead attain that position simply by thinking of the Supreme Lord. They don't have to do all these other things that the Ashtanga yogis do. So that means just see the benefit of, even if you're an enemy of Krishna, you think of Krishna inimically, you can get that which the yogis, Ashtanga yogis, get after very severe practice meditating on Paramatma. However, the damsels of Raja, the gopis, being attracted by the beauty of Krishna, simply wanted to embrace him and his arms, which are like serpents. Thus, the gopis ultimately tasted the nectar of the lotus feet of the Lord. So much is okay. Now, the main point is, similarly, we Upanishads can also taste the nectar of his lotus feet by following in the footsteps of gopis. This is the prayer of the Upanishads. So from this prayer of the Vedas, we understand that they desired and actually they became also. Because we know when Krishna appeared, there are 4 types of gopis, right? Nitya-siddha gopis. Then there is Rishichara gopis. Rishichara gopis means the sages of Dandakaranya who became gopis. There is Shrutichara gopis. Shrutichara gopis means these Vedas who became gopis. And then there are Devata gopis. Devata gopis means the demigoddesses, consorts of the demigods who appeared during Krishna Leela. They also became gopis. Like this, there are 4 types of gopis. So this 1087:23, this is the verse from which we understand that the Vedas also got admittance, or they desired and they actually got admittance into the Ras Leela. But Lakshmi Devi didn't get. This is Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu's point. There's no problem in Lakshmi Devi's desiring. There's no problem with that. But in spite of that, she didn't get admittance. Why? And it's not that nobody got admittance by tapasya. The Vedas got admittance. By performing tapasya, they were able to become gopis. Why Lakshmi Devi was not able to become a gopi and enter into Ras Leela? This is Mahaprabhu's challenge to Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. Śruti pāya lakṣmī na pāye, ithe ki kāraṇa. Bhaṭṭa kohe iha praveśite nāre mora man. Mahaprabhu said, Śruti pāye, Lakshmi na pāye. Śruti got admittance, Lakshmi didn't get admittance. Ithe ki kāraṇa. What is the reason for this? The Vedas got admittance, Lakshmi Devi didn't get admittance. What is the reason for this? He just cornered, Mahaprabhu cornered Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. Now you tell me, why Lakshmi Devi didn't get? Of course, there's no problem, if she desired, because Krishna and Lord Narayan are the same form. But why she didn't get admittance? She is the consort of the Lord. Why she was not allowed? What is the reason? Then Bhaṭṭa kahe, iha praveśite nāre mora. My mind does not have the potency to enter into this. That means I don't know, in simple words, right? Just think how, even when there is a debate, of course, when there is a debate, you want to defeat the opponent. That's the debate, isn't it? But in the debate also, one sticks to the pramana, the shastra. So here they're debating on the, obviously, the ultimate authority is, we saw, the ultimate authority is the Vedas. The Vedas means Vedas, Puranas, right? Mahabharat, Itihasas. Because this is transcendental, on the authority of Vedas. And the ultimate topmost Chakravarti Pramana is Srimad Bhagavatam. So we see, when Mahaprabhu is making a statement, he's quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam. And similar, and those scriptures which are supporting Srimad Bhagavatam. And even Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa also, when he is making a statement, he is also supporting from Shastra. And when Mahaprabhu finally challenged, he was not able to find a quote, or even he said, this is beyond my knowledge. I cannot enter into this. My mind has no entrance in this. The question that you have asked, he has no answer. And he admitted that. That's my point. Not that dogmatically keep arguing because you don't want to be defeated in the argument. You just go on and just give all sorts of... No. Argument has to be based on the pramana. Pramana means the Shastra. So anyway, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa is saying, iha praveśite nāre moraman, right? I don't have the capacity to enter into this. My mind doesn't have the capacity to enter into this. Having been asked by Caitanya Mahāprabhu why the goddess of fortune could not enter into the rasa dance, whereas the authorities on Vedic knowledge could, right? How is it that the Vedas could enter, but Lakshmi Devi could not enter? When this was asked, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa replied, I cannot enter into the mysteries of this behavior. I cannot enter into the mysteries of this behavior. That means I don't know. I don't know what is the mystery that Lakshmi Devi was not allowed, but Vedas were allowed. I don't know. Ami jīva kṣudra-buddhi sahaje asthira īśvarera līlā koṭi-samudra-gambhīra. So what is he saying? I am just a conditioned soul, jīva, kṣudra-buddhi. My intelligence is very, very insignificant, small. Sahaje asthira. And I am also not stable. Naturally, being an insignificant living entity. And on top of that, jīva means a conditioned soul. Jivatma is atma, living entity. Jīva, when you say jīva, that means a conditioned soul. What is the difference between jivatma and conditioned soul? Conditioned soul is covered by ignorance, avidya, and also accompanied by his karma. This is a jīva. So Sri Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa is saying, Ami jīva, I am just an ordinary conditioned soul. Kṣudra-buddhi, my intelligence is meager. I don't have any intelligence. And even that, whatever little I have, it is not stable. Sahaje asthira. In the conditioned state, why it is unstable? Because in the conditioned state, because of being covered by avidya, then you get your body, subtle and gross body. Subtle body consists of ahankara, chitta, buddhi, mana, indriya. Your false ego, intelligence, mind, senses, all this is your subtle body. And then you get a gross body. What are all these instruments made of? They're made of the three modes of material nature. And the modes are always in competition, isn't it? They're changing, competing with each other. So at one moment, your intelligence may be under the influence of goodness, and the next moment it may be under the influence of passion. And at other times, it may be under the influence of ignorance, isn't it? So therefore, first of all, the intelligence is very meager. And on top of that, it is not stable. With that intelligence, I will understand the Supreme Lord, who is inconceivable. And by the way, what are all these intelligence, everything made of? They're made of the external energy. And the Lord is transcendental. So, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa is saying, Ami jīva kṣudra-buddhi sahaje asthira īśvarera līlā koṭi-samudra-gambhīra. So, just see, on one hand, my capacity is so insignificant. Just one small living entity. You know how much intelligence one living entity gets? Just to give you an idea. At the time of creation, when the Lord glances, kāraṇa Vishnu glances on Prakriti, Prakriti is made of the three modes of material nature. So she's agitated by this glance. All the living entities, how many living entities? innumerable living entities, enter into Prakriti through the glance of Mahavishnu. So these living entities are all jivas, conditioned souls covered by avidya. When they enter into Prakriti, because of that agitation, and time also enters. Because of that, she's agitated and she produces 23 elements. One of, let's say, 24 elements. One of the 24 elements is intelligence. Intelligence, mind, senses, gross elements. Like this, there are 23. False ego, Mahat. 24 elements are formed. Of those 24, one is intelligence. Now, these elements come together. Again, when the Lord sends another Shakti, they come together and form universal shells. How many universes you know? No counting. Innumerable universes. In fact, the universe in which we are living is said to be the smallest universe. Because Brahmaji has only 4 heads. Because for small universe, you need little bit of, intelligence. So Brahmaji with 4 heads. But other universes have 8 heads, 10 heads, 120 heads, 10,000 heads also. From this, we can understand there are universes much bigger than our universe. And like this, there are innumerable universes coming out from one glance of Karanodakshaya Vishnu. And in each universe, again, how many living entities are there? Just to give you an understanding. Now, that intelligence, one of the 24 elements, is distributed to all these universes. Some, in this now, which living entities go to which universe, how is it decided? Based on the karma of the living entities. That means living entities that have similar type of karma, they're all sent to one particular universe. Right? For example, I will be there, and who will be my parents as per their karma, as per my karma, and my grandparents, great-grandparents, like this. So living entities with one, similar type of karma, they are all sent to one universe. How many living entities? You look in your lawn outside, or why even lawn? You just, in chemistry lab, biochemistry lab, we do, you have these vials with culture. Just for a fraction of a second, you just lift it open, because actually it is completely sterilized. That means there is no life there, the medium. For 1 second, you just open and you close it. You come back the next day and you will see so many living entities, like fungus, and so many things will come out. That means in the air, there is so many living entities. It's packed. And what to speak of grass? How many blades of grass are there? So not just the human beings that we see, and just human beings, if you see how many there are. So many living entities. And so many planets are there in this one small universe. So, so that intelligence from Prakriti is distributed in all these universes. And then in one universe, whatever intelligence is sent, that intelligence is now given to, distributed among all these living entities according to their karma. Some people get more, some people get less, depending on their karma. More intelligent, less intelligent. And what to speak of those who are demigods, they have even more intelligence. Like that, one living entity, the intelligence that one living entity gets, how much is it? With that intelligence, he will try to understand the Supreme Lord, from whose one glance, the entire creation has come, consisting of innumerable universes. What is my capacity? That's the point, right? My intelligence, and that is also, this intelligence is made of the external energy. And the Lord, his form, his pastimes, his qualities, they're all from his internal energy. How can I understand? That means the question was, why Lakshmi Devi didn't get entrance and the Shrutis got entrance? So in answer, Sri Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa is saying, I am just, after all, a conditioned soul with meager intelligence, and that intelligence is also unstable. And the Lord's līlā, his pastimes, are deep, like a billion oceans, not one ocean. We know one ocean is so deep, but it's gambhīra. Gambhīra means very, very deep. And it's deep like a billion oceans. Like, if you want to see the depth, like you put a billion oceans one below the other, like that. How deep is that? That's how the Lord's pastimes are. So with my intelligence, with my mind, how I can understand the secrets of the Lord's leelas. Also, we get to see, this is a fact, actually, this is a fact. But who is able to see this fact? Such humility, natural humility, and it's not artificial. It's not like you're just saying it. This is a fact that the Lord's pastimes are inconceivable, period. But what is the depth of that inconceivability that a devotee can understand? For us, when we say inconceivable, it's just a word. It's inconceivable. But what is there inside that? Inconceivable means what? This a devotee can see. He can understand. Like here, Sri Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa is saying, his Leela. And even this is not, you cannot say it's exactly 1 billion oceans deep. No, it's far beyond. This is just to give you an idea, because my mind can only go that far. Beyond that, my mind cannot understand. That is why it is inconceivable. Achintya is beyond my conception. That's the fact. But still, what it means to me, to give me an idea, he's saying it is a billion oceans deep. Like one below the other, if you had a billion oceans. And my intelligence is so meager. With that intelligence, what I will understand? Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa then said, I am an ordinary human being. Since my intelligence is very limited and I'm easily agitated, my mind cannot enter within the deep ocean of the pastimes of the Lord. Tumi sākṣāt sei Kṛṣṇa, jāno nija-karma, yāre jānāha, sei jāne tomara līlā-marma. So, no matter how much the Lord hides himself, yes, the Lord hides himself, and the non-devotees cannot see him. Nāham prakāṣah sarvasya yogamaya samavrita. Right? So the Lord covers himself with his yogamaya, so he is not visible. He is not visible to non-devotees. Yesterday, day before yesterday, we were reading in Bhagavad Gita also, 13th chapter, where Krishna says that he's there in every, he's there inside and outside of all moving and non-moving objects. But still, he is not visible. We are not able to see him because he's so subtle. Subtle means internal energy. You cannot see. He's there right in front of us right now, but we cannot see him. That's the point, right? So that's our limitation. So here he's saying, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, tumi sākṣāt sei Kṛṣṇa. So my point is, so Krishna hides himself from us, right? We cannot see. Our eyes are covered by this external energy. So therefore we cannot see him. We cannot see him. When we get those transcendental eyes, when we get that transcendental body by performing devotional service, and that too when he reveals himself in front of us, then we can see him. Otherwise we cannot see him. We don't have the capacity. But when it comes to his devotees, it's very interesting. We see even in that Brahmana, who was reading Bhagavad Gita, and in several other cases we will see, the Lord never tells that I am the Supreme Lord, but the devotees are able to see him. They can understand you are the Supreme Lord. Even though he hides from non-devotees, but in front of his devotees, even if he hides, they are able to detect this is the Supreme Lord. Because in front of their extreme love, the Lord becomes his īśvarera, right? What is the Aishwarya? He is the Supreme Lord. So that becomes weak. And by the strength of their love, they are able to see the Lord. They are able to understand that He is the Lord. Of course, sometimes for the sake of pastime, Leela Shakti covers their knowledge also. So they are not able to see. Like we see, Yashoda Mai is not able to see that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. For the sake of Leela, Yogamaya, Leela Shakti, because the ultimate purpose of Leela Shakti is to give pleasure to the Lord for His pastimes. So then in that case, she covers the knowledge of the devotee, and they're there because if they know He's the Supreme Lord, how they will be, friendly with Him and, challenge Him and fight with Him and all, how they will do that. They will always be like bowing down in front of Him. And same with Yashoda Mai, right? Those in Vatsalya Rasa, Madhurya Rasa, how they can behave freely if that Aishwarya Bhava is there. Therefore, that is completely covered by Leela Shakti. And also, it is said that their love is so intense, so powerful, that Aishwarya cannot stand in front of that. Because of that intense love, Aishwarya is automatically covered. It doesn't stand, even when we saw when we were reading about Yogamaya's functions. Yashoda Mai saw, it will come next in our Bhagavatam reading. In the mouth of Krishna, she saw the universe and she saw so many things. But that knowledge doesn't stay in her heart. It's not that after seeing that she starts offering obeisances to Krishna, that you are the Supreme Lord, your Lord Narayan. No. She says, okay, close your mouth. Don't eat dirt again. And she goes away. she does not. It doesn't, because she can only see Krishna as her son. Why? That's the intensity of her prema. So, therefore, Aishwarya of Krishna doesn't stand. So, what my point here is that in front of his devotees, even though the Lord covers his identity as the Supreme Lord, the devotees detect that he is the Supreme Lord. So, what is Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa saying? Tumi sākṣāt sei Krishna. Now, the whole discussion is Lakshmi Devi wanted to associate with Krishna in Rasa Leela. She didn't get entrance, but the Vedas got entrance. Why Lakshmi Devi didn't get entrance into Krishna's Rasa Leela is the question. So then, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa is saying, I don't know. I'm just so insignificant. My intelligence is meager. And, and also it's always agitated. Whereas the Lord's Leelas are so deep. You are that same Lord Krishna. Right? I cannot know because I'm an insignificant jiva, but you, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, you are sakshat that Krishna. You are directly that same Krishna. Jano nija-karma. You know your own activities. Right? You know why you didn't allow Lakshmi Devi in the Rasa Leela. He's telling Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, you are directly that Krishna. You know your own activities. You know why you didn't allow, in other words. Right? Jāre jānaho, sei jāne, tomar līlā-marma. And you know your activities, and those people to whom you reveal your activities, only those people can understand the secrets of your Leela. Okay, once again, you are directly that Krishna, and therefore you know your activities. And also, those people to whom you reveal can also know the secrets of your Leela. That means you didn't reveal to me, so I don't know. This is your Leela. Not allowing Lakshmi Devi into the Rasa Leela, that is your pastime. Now, why you didn't allow? You know that secret. And those people to whom you reveal will also know these secrets. I don't know, because I am an insignificant living entity. Tumi sākṣāt sei Krishna jāno nija-karma, jāre jānāho sei jāne, tomar līlā-marma. Jānāho mane, unto whom you make it known. Such people can know the purport of the pastimes. So after reading this, I will end today's session. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kṛṣṇa Himself. You know the purport of your activities, and the person whom you enlighten can also understand your pastimes, purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kṛṣṇa, and his pastimes cannot be understood by blunt material senses. That's what we discussed in the class today. Blunt material senses. After all, external energy, right? And understood. And senses means your mind, intelligence, all that. You cannot understand with that. One has to purify the senses by rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. That is the way. How can we understand? When the senses are purified by performing loving devotional service to the Lord, by rendering transcendental loving service unto the Lord. When the Lord is pleased and reveals himself, one can understand the transcendental form, name, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. This is confirmed in the Katha Upanishad 2.23 and Mundaka Upanishad 3.2.3. Yame vaisha vrinute tena labhyas tasyaisha atma vivrinute tanum swam. Anyone who is favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead can understand his transcendental name, qualities, form, and pastimes. And who will Krishna favor? He will favor the person with whom he is pleased. And how can we please the Lord? By performing pure devotional service. Anya abhilashita shunyam jāna-karma dhyanavitam anupunyena Krishnanushīlam. Performing Shravana Kirtanadi Bhakti again and again and again, only for the pleasure of Krishna, without desiring any type of material result or even liberation, and not depending on karma, jnana in any way. That means this bhakti should not be interrupted by karma, jnana or anything else. This is pure devotional service. And this is sadhana bhakti. When one endeavors to do this type of bhakti, that is sadhana. And by this sadhana, when you get that rati, not by this sadhana. So after this sadhana, then by performing this sadhana, then you get bhava. That means you're awarded a particular relationship with the Supreme Lord. Then in that bhava, you continue to perform this type of devotional service. Same pure devotional service, anyabhilashita shunyam, in that relationship. And then finally, you are awarded with love, Krishna Prema. That means you get a fully developed transcendental body of an associate of Krishna in that relationship. Then with that transcendental body, there also, when will you see? It's not that you get love and immediately now you're seeing the Lord all the time. When you get that body, transcendental, then and there also the devotee is always doubting, will I ever get darshan of the Lord? Will I ever see the Lord? Now, to remove that ignorance, that ajnana, what is that ajnana? That doubt. The Lord manifests himself in front of the devotee and says, here, you can see me. And when the devotee sees the Lord, now he gets Bhagavad Sakshatkar. So that happens by his own sweet free will. When he desires to reveal himself, he will desire. He will make the devotee experience the Lord. Until then, there are various stages. Before that also we experience, but not directly like that. We experience the Lord as Krishna consciousness or in the form of understanding, right? Even when if we are able to understand whatever we are hearing from Bhagavatam, that's also the Lord's mercy. Otherwise, how we can understand? With my intelligence, material intelligence, I will understand. No. When one is, this is what we read in the purport, Katha Upanishad says, when one is favored by the Lord, then he can understand. So with that, we will end today's session here. Who is Bhakti Sundari Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandat Pranam. Mataji, I'm from US, Michigan. I think a few times I had messaged you.
Acha. Okay. Where are Michigan? You're from Michigan, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Detroit?
Yes, Mataji. Farmington Hills, actually.
Acha. Okay. Nice. Thank you for joining.
Yes, Mataji. Actually, I had attended Prabhuji's Guru Prakara class.
Acha, yes.
And this one, what was recent? Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti.
Yes.
Venugopal Prabhu. That time I came in contact with you.
Acha, yes, yes.
You were managing that group, no?
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah. And Mataji, you were also in US. When you are going to come back, Mataji?
Abhi, now I'm not sure yet, Mataji, the current situation. But yeah, in Philadelphia. We stay in Philadelphia. Mataji is also
Right.
from Philadelphia, Amala Sundari Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Mataji.
Okay, so I will end the session here. Thank you all very much for joining.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Then
Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Thank you,
pranam.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sri Caitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur
Jai.
Bhakta
Gaura
Vrinda ki
Bhakta
jai.
Vrinda.